guys, and welcome back to Reading Club. Today I'm going to read you the 39th story, Treehouse, Chapter 10, 11, and 12. Chapter 10, Blue Blurt Blap. Ouch, my aching head, says Professor Stupido. Where are we? Well, I say, judging by the grass, the shade, and all the trees, I say we're in some sort of forest. I think you're right, Andy, says Terry, because look, over there is a sign saying some sort of forest. Actually, I say, looking around, that's one of your signs, and this is our forest. Yes, says Terry, and there's our treehouse. Uh-oh, I say, watch out, here comes the ants. Slap, slap, slap. What's happening, says Professor Stupido. It's the machine we were telling you about. I say, it slaps us away whenever we get too close into the treehouse. I said, put a stop to that, says Professor Stupido. I hereby uninvent the machine that you created, the one you thought you wanted, but then you found you hated. Loof. Yay, says Terry. Thanks, Professor. You're the best. Don't mention it, says Professor Stupido. Is there anything else you would like to uninvent while I'm at it? No, that won't be necessary, I said quickly, before you can uninvent anything we don't want uninvented. I expect you'll be wanting to get back to the dark side of the moon now, so we'll just draw another rocket and get you on your way. Come inside, says Terry, and have as many as you like. And we also got a lemonade fountain, a chocolate waterfall, and a 78 flavor ice cream parlor. It's not hot ice cream, is it? Says the professor suspiciously. I hate hot ice cream. No, it's cold ice cream, says Terry. That's the only sort we have on Earth now. You uninvented hot ice cream, remember? Oh, so I did, he chuckles. I've uninvented so many things, it's hard to keep track of them all. We let ourselves into the treehouse as soon as we were inside the marshmallow machine, senses how hungry we are, and starts firing marshmallows at us. Terry and I opened our mouth and start swallowing as fast as we can, while Professor Stupido puts up his hands and yells, "Oh no, we're under attack again!" No, we're not, I tried to explain through a mouthful of marshmallows. The marshmallow machine is just doing what it's supposed to do. But I don't think Professor Stupido understands me because he points at the marshmallow machine and says, I uninvented this mad machine and all the world's marshmallows. Serves it right for hurting me and you two fine young fellows. And you two fine young fellows. No! Blurt. Suddenly, the marshmallow machine is gone. You idiot, yells Terry. You uninvented our marshmallow machine. Oh, what are we going to do to eat now? Uh-oh. I haven't known Professor Stupido for very long, but I'm guessing he's not the sort of person you should call an idiot. Did I hear correctly, boy? Says the professor, glaring at Terry. Did you just call me an idiot? Terry looked terrified. He stammers, well, says the professor, I'm writing. No, says Terry, thinking faster than I've ever seen him think before. I said, thanks for getting rid of it. Professor Stupido beams at Terry. Oh, don't mention it, he says. Nothing gives me more pleasure than to uninvent annoying and dangerous things. And speaking of dangerous, is that tank of man-eating sharks, Stacy? Yes, I say nervously, but they're not dangerous. They only eat fish. They did eat Captain Woodenhead, though. Oh, sorry, says Terry. So they are man-eaters, says the professor. I knew it. I'll have them uninvented in a jiffy. Please don't uninvent them. I say man-eating sharks are cool. They're not cool, they're cruel, says the professor, and that's exactly why I'm going to uninvent them. Stand back. Their teeth are big and pointy, and they chew up men for fun. I hereby uninvent all sharks. Yes, each and every one. Blap. I stare at the empty shark tank. I think Professor Stupido may have become a bigger threat to the treehouse than the Once Upon a Time machine. We had to get rid of him, and fast. A bowling ball falls through the air, narrowly misses Professor Stupido's head. Bang, and crashes down onto the floor beside him. Oh my goodness, says Professor Stupido. Is there a bowling alley up there? Yeah, says Terry. Our treehouse has got everything. Not anymore, it hasn't, said Professor Stupido. I won't waste time or pause or delay or dilly-dally. I'll uninvent at once that annoying bowling alley. Bloof. Oh no, I say, there goes our bowling alley. Yes, says Terry, but the book... Look on the bright side. At least he didn't invent the penguins. Penguins, says Professor Stupido. Did you say penguins? Can't stand them. They're even worse than frogpotamuses. I'll uninvent them right away. The penguin is a silly bird with useless little wings. I hereby uninvent them all. Those stupid, flightless things. Blurt. Professor Stupido had barely finished inventing penguins when the doorbell rings. Ring, ring, ring. That's just that annoying ringing noise, he says. It's just the doorbell, I say quickly, but please don't uninvent it or we won't know when someone is at the door. All right, says the professor. I won't uninvent your precious doorbell. Hi, Andy. Hi, Terry, calls a familiar voice. Mail. Who's that? Says Professor Stupido. It's Bill, says Terry. Bill the postman. Any mail for me, says the professor. I'll just check. Says Bill, what's your name? Professor Stupido, he says. I'm afraid not, says Bill. Blast it all, says the professor. I hate not getting mail. Consider yourself and know your kind and uninvented, Bill the postman. I hereby uninvent postal workers everywhere. How will people get their mail? I tell you, I don't care, Blair. Poor Bill. Terry and I look at each other but don't dare say a thing. Professor Stupido yawns. All this uninventing has made me tired, he says. I think I'll have a little rest. Phew, I whispered to Terry. At least you won't be able to uninvent things while he's asleep. Professor Stupido has only been gone for a few minutes when the loudest guitar solo you ever heard fills the treehouse. There's only one guitar player on the earth who plays that loudly, well, maybe two, and I'm pretty sure Professor Stupido is not going to like either of them. Professor Stupido climbs back down the ladder. I can't sleep, he shouts over the music. What is that awful racket? That's not an awful racket, says Terry. That's Jimi Hendrix and Superfinger. They're playing at the Opera House. Not anymore, they're not, says Professor Stupido. Your guitar is way too loud and you're a really awful singer, so I uninvent you, Jimi Hendrix, and the stupid Superfinger. Bloof. Oh no, says Terry, you uninvented Jimi Hendrix. And Superfinger, I say, what will all the people with problems requiring finger-based solutions do now? I can fix that, says the professor. I'll just uninvent problems requiring finger-based solutions. But before I can do that, the Trunkinator storms into the room and punches him in the nose. What was that for, says the professor, looking at the Trunkinator. I think he's upset about how you uninventing Jimi Hendrix, says Terry. Yeah, he's a big fan, I say. Personally, the biggest. The professor tries to get up, but the Trunkinator smashes him back down and starts flattening him like a pancake. Right, that's it, pal, shouts the professor. You're uninvented. Bloof. I hereby uninvent your boxing Trunkinator. I guess it's fair to say that I'm a Trunkinator hater. Bloof. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Suddenly the trees start to shake. What's that, I say? What's happening now? It sounds like the Truncator stomping around, says Terry. Well, the Truncator just got uninvented, I say. Then it must be the volcano, says Terry. I think it's erupting. But when you put it in, you promised me it was an unerupting kind, I say. I know, says Terry, but it looks like I was wrong. Anyone can make a little mistake. This is not a little mistake, I yell. It's a huge disaster. No problem, says the professor. I'll just uninvent the volcanoes. But I love volcanoes, says Terry. So you'd rather be covered in red hot lava, says the professor incredulously. Let me think, says Terry. It's not something you need to think about, Terry, I say. I turn to the professor. Uninvent volcanoes, quick. Consider it done, says the professor. I do not like volcanoes that smoke and spit and spew. I interrupt your eruption by uninventing you. Blurt. Oh no, says Terry. How are we going to toast our marshmallows now? Don't worry about it, I say. There's no such thing as marshmallows anymore, remember? Professor Stupidon invented them. Oh yeah, says Terry sadly, I remember. That's when we heard the unmistakable sound of Professor Stupidon inventing something else. Bloof. Uh-oh, says Terry. What has he invented now? I don't know, I say. Blurt. But I've got a terrible feeling he's not going to be happy until he has uninvented everything. Blap. Chapter 11. Blam. Bloot. Bling. Stop, I yelled. But Professor Stupido doesn't stop. He keeps right on uninventing and uninventing and uninventing and uninventing until that all is left of our treehouse is the tree. Our treehouse, says Terry. Our 39-story treehouse. It's gone, all gone. You've uninvented the whole thing. Now it's nothing but a 39-story less tree. Says Professor Stupido, stroking his chin. Good point. I'll uninvent that for you as well. This tree serves no purpose as far as I can see. There, it's uninvented, and it's all thanks to me. Bling. Our tree, I say. You uninvented our tree. I think you'll find that one tree is very much like another, says Professor Stupido. And there's plenty more trees in the forest, which makes me think that I may as well uninvent the rest of them while I'm at it. What used to us are forests, they're just a bunch of trees. I'll uninvent a lot of them, the trunks, the twigs, the leaves. Blam. But what about all the birds and animals, says Terry. Where will they live now? No need to worry about that, says Terry. Says Professor Stupido. I'll just uninvent them. I'll uninvent the birds and all the earthly creatures, especially the snakes and those awfully succulent little. Bloot. That's better, says Professor Stupido. And now that I've rid the world of all those pesky animals, I may as well finish the job and uninvent humans. True. Terry and I gasp. Don't worry, chuckles Professor Stupido. I'll invent everybody except you. After all, you're the only one who understands and appreciates my genius. I hereby uninvent the world's population. They dare to doubt my genius. Well, here's the confirmation. Bling. Oh no, I say. I think you've gone too far this time. On the contrary, says Professor Stupido calmly, I don't think I've gone nearly far enough. Imagine, if you will, a world in which there's not only no people, but there's also no world. I can't imagine a world with no world, says Terry. It doesn't make any sense. It makes perfect sense to me, says Professor Stupido. In fact, the very idea of it makes me want to sing. Imagine a world that has been uninvented. Think of all the problems that will now be prevented. No boxing elephants to punch your nose. No crowds at the beach to pinch your toes. No altering pollution, no smoking smoked cats, no overcrowded, confusing bike racks. No spots of pimples, no itchy rashes, no tripping or falling or nasty crashes. No waste, no rubbish, no junk and no litter. No texting, no Facebook, no spam and no Twitter. No noise or fuss, no bother or mess. No need to worry or fret or stress. No more noisy sporting events, no more rained out vacations and tents. No more warning about global warming, no more boring boy bands forming. No more fights or bites or bruises, no more whiners, no more losers. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain, no more struggling, no more pain. How clean, how pure and perfectly silent. How wonderfully peaceful and not at all violent. Nobody could possibly be contented in a world that I have uninvented. Sorry. Thanks. So I'll rid the world of the world itself, leaving just you two and, of course, myself. No! Blam. We're floating in the space where the world used to be. Oh well, says Terry, our world might be gone, but it looks on the bright side. Oh, what bright side, I say? Well, at least we got the moon, the sun, and all the planets. Thanks for reminding me, says Professor Stupido. I'll take care of them right away. I hereby uninvent the entire solar system, the sun and all its satellites. No one will ever miss them. Loot. There's a blinding flash, and there's no more solar system. Oh well, no use crying over uninvented solar system, says Terry. At least you didn't uninvent the whole universe. What a good idea, says Professor Stupido. Thank you so much, Terry. I'll get right on to it. You and your big mouth, Terry, I say. Relax, he says, if he could even do that. As if he could even do that. Professor Stupido takes a deep breath. I'm going to do it instantly. I'm going to be the first. I will now attempt to uninvent the entire universe. Bang! Big. I've done it, says Professor Stupido. I've uninvented the entire universe. Nobody has ever uninvented this much stuff before. I'm definitely, without doubt, the greatest inventor who ever lived. What are we going to do? I whispered to Terry. It's only a matter of time before he invents us as well. I know, says Terry. I wish he would uninvent himself. That's it, I say. What? We'll challenge him to uninvent himself, I say. What do you think? It's definitely worth a try, says Terry. If anyone could do it, he could. Hey, Professor, I say, we just thought of something you can't uninvent. Ridiculous, says the professor. There is nothing I can't uninvent. What about yourself, says Terry. I bet you can't uninvent that. Of course I can uninvent myself, says Professor Stupido, but why would I want to deprive of all the greatest uninventor who ever lived? Oh, no reason, I say, except perhaps to prove beyond all doubt that you actually could uninvent yourself. But we all know I could, says the professor. I invented the entire universe. To uninvent myself would be child's play in comparison. Do you know what I think, says Terry? I think you're a chicken. I am not chicken. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. 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 Yes, you are. No, I'm not, says Professor Stupido, and I'll prove it once and for all. You think I cannot invent myself? Well, that's what you are wrong. That's where you are wrong. Look, see, I can do it. I'm here, but now I'm gone. Blang. We did it, I say. We tricked Professor Stupido into inventing himself. Well, what are we waiting for, says Terry. Let's get back to the treehouse. There's just one little problem, I say. There is no treehouse, no tree, no anything. He uninvented everything, every single thing. No problem, says Terry. Stand clear. Why, I say. What are you going to do? I'm going to draw it all back again, says Terry. Chapter 12, The Amazing Spoonful. But you can't redraw a whole universe, I say. I mean, I know you're a good drawer, and I admit that you're much better than me, but a whole universe, really? Sure, says Terry. Universes aren't quite as complicated as you might think. You just start with a big bang, a bit of space, a few trillion suns, a couple of billion planets, a bunch of moons, a black hole or two, and take it from there. But what about your sour hand, I say. It's not sore anymore, says Terry. When Professor Stupido uninvented bites and bruises, it got better instantly. Well, that's great, I say, but he also uninvented pens and pencils. Oh, that doesn't matter, says Terry. I've got a spoonful. What's a spoonful? Oh, sorry. What's a spoonful? It's a half spoon and half pencil, says Terry. I made it myself. Check out the ad. New spoonful. Unbelievable. It's a spoon and a pencil at the same time. You can draw and eat at the same time with a spoonful. It really works. Wow, that's brilliant, I say, but how come you still got it? Didn't Professor Stupido uninvent spoonfuls as well? It's the only one of its kind, Terry. Which is maybe why he couldn't uninvent it. He didn't know it existed. Well, that and the fact that I kept it hidden up my nose. You kept it hidden up your nose. I say, why? For emergencies, of course, says Terry. Just like this one. The only problem is that it's quite far up. Can you help me get it out? No way, I say. I'm not putting my finger up your nose. But the fate of the whole entire universe depends on it. I don't care, I say. I am still not putting my finger up your nose. Never mind, says Terry. I think I feel a sneeze coming on. Excellent. Terry tilts his head back. I cover my face. Terry's sneeze can be pretty messy. Nah, sorry, says Terry. False alarm. That's a pity, I say. No, wait, says Terry. Here he comes again. Thank goodness, I say. Nah, says Terry. Another false alarm. Oh well, I guess we're going to have to float around in nothing forever. Andy? Says Terry. What? I say, is your sneeze coming back? No, I just wanted to say that if I have to float around in nothingness for the rest of my life, there's no one I'd rather do it with than... Achoo! Oh no! Oh, gross, Terry, I say. You sneeze right in my face. That's the grossest thing you ever done. I don't think so, says Terry. I'd say more like the third grossest. I think for a moment. Yeah, I say, you're probably right. The top 5 grossest things Terry has ever done. Number 1, eaten a live slug. It was in the lettuce. Number 2, washed his underpants in the shark tank. Number 3, sneezed all over Andy's face. Number 4, kissed an ugly sea monster. Number 5, eaten chewing gum off the road. Sorry about that, Andy, says Terry, but at least I got my spoonful out. Before I start drawing the universe, I say, do you think you could possibly draw me a handkerchief? Sure. Here you go, says Terry. Now, if you'll excuse me, I better get started. As I watch, Terry draws stars, planets, and moons, UFOs, black holes, comets, meteors, supernovas, red dwarfs, terrifying aliens, and hideous monsters that I thought only existed in science fiction comics. Yikes, I say. Calm down, Andy, says Terry. It's just a razor-toothed, vision, blood-sucking worm man. I know, I say, but do you really have to draw it? Yes, he says. I have to draw everything back exactly the way it was before. Terry draws the entire Milky Way galaxy, including the sun and the moon and all the planets, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus, and the most important one of all, Earth. Yay, Earth, I say. Can we go there right now? Not so fast, Andy, says Terry. I have to draw all this stuff on it first. Well, hurry up, I say. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm really missing gravity. Plus, I also need to go to the bathroom. Terry draws everything on the Earth's surface, including the oceans, the mountains, the deserts, the forests, the savannas, and the swamps. He draws all the roads and buildings, including houses, hospitals, sporting stadiums, schools, shops, and roadside stalls. Hey, that's pretty good, I say. Can I do some? Thanks for the offer, Andy, says Terry, but it's probably better if you let me do it. In fact, promise me that you won't draw anything. Okay, I say. I promise. Terry starts drawing the animals on Earth. Don't bother drawing all the rabbits, I say. 2 will be enough. Why? Says Terry. Says Terry, don't worry, I say, just keep drawing. I'll tell you about the rabbits later. Yay! It doesn't take long before Terry had gotten everything almost back to normal, including the forest, our tree, and our treehouse. All 39 levels. If you enjoyed this channel, please subscribe, Reading Club. Thank you, and bye.